welcome back to East Texas. Now, my name is Hannah Johnson, and I'm not alone. We are going to be talking to, and I'm going to pull up her image here. This is Michelle Matthews joining us with a look at an event coming up this weekend. It is the Spark organization holding an event regarding drug abuse and awareness and prevention and coping with it all. Now, for starters, Spark itself, what is Spark and how does it all kind of relate back to drug awareness, drug abuse, and everything else?
Yeah, so Spark actually came about, it actually stands for Suicide Prevention Through Awareness, Readiness, and Knowledge. And we started it about 3 years ago because we have some really high rates of suicide in Anderson and Cherokee County. And we knew we needed to do something to change that. And as we were going through and looking at all the things that were happening, we realized that drug abuse is a big part of that. And what can we do to make a difference and start educating people? And so that's how this event came about.
So speaking about Spark, what inspired? How long have y'all been an organization?
For about 3 years.
Okay.
And it was just a handful of us. And we started it. It was kind of a vision that our chair, our president, our founder, Dennis Stillman, came about that said, you know what, we need to do something. I want to do something. Who wants to do it with me? And so I've been there since the very beginning of that. And we are just looking at what can we do to educate people and let them know that it's okay to talk about it, that we need to talk about it, and then give people resources and trainings on how to fix that.
And this is a topic that I think has a lot of stigma around it, right?
Yes.
Because it deals with a lot of those things that we don't talk about around the dinner table. We don't talk about depression. We don't talk about anxiety, which ultimately lead into those things.
Absolutely.
Going back, you mentioned something that was on your website, and I'm going to pull it up in a full screen for all of us to see. It's up on your screen now for those who are watching. It says that suicide leading cause of death in East Texas, and yet it remains one of the most stigmatized and misunderstood public health issues that we face. It goes on to say that in rural communities like ours, limited health resources, geographic isolation, and cultural stigma create unique barriers to prevent postvention. And I wanted to highlight and go more in depth on that. What factors do you think contribute to suicide, specifically in our region here in East Texas?
Well, we have really started looking at that, and we realize that when people become hopeless, or they find there is no hope, or they begin to think hopelessness and helplessness, those are the two key factors that when people start to go towards that dark hole, they feel like there is no hope, that there is no help, and that there's nobody there available to them. And so we've worked on a lot of that, of letting people know that there is hope. There's a lot of us that care about individuals, and we want to make sure that we are there and offering the help to them.
So what does that help look like? I know you'll have this event coming up on Friday, but outside of it, I'm sure, education like this event would do, what other elements do y'all provide to give that hope back into that hope back into their hearts, and that feeling of they're alone? What else do you contribute to this?
So we do a lot of education, anybody and everybody. I know that the focus has always been around our practitioners. Practitioners need to be aware of the warning signs so that they can do something about it. But we want everybody to be educated about it. We want children to be educated about it. So if they see a friend that's suffering, they'll say, you know what? I know what to do. I know how to handle this, and know how to get them linked to services. We push a lot of people towards 988 because 988 is available 24/7, and there is always somebody there that can hear their story and help them get them connected. But education is probably our biggest thing. We offer all free trainings. Everything that we do is free, and we will train anybody and everybody that wants to learn.
And you mentioned 988, which is the national helpline that is available for anyone and everyone outside of East Texas and East Texas. I want to go back to, again, that conversation of how drug abuse and, this feeling of emptiness kind of goes together. Walk me through that.
So a lot of times when people are suffering from depression, they go to substances that they think will make them feel better. Maybe they'll go out, start drinking. I'm just having a really bad day. I'm going to start drinking. Everything will be better. But alcohol is actually a depressant, which causes those symptoms to get worse. And then we also have the tendency to become addicted to those substances. We have a lot of people that are going to illegal substances, just trying to dull the pain or make it go away. And unfortunately, it doesn't make it go away. It's usually worse when they come back out of that. And so we know that drug use and suicide go hand in hand. And that's what we're trying to make a difference with this conference.
Well, with the conference coming up on Friday, and I'll show you a graphic of that in a moment, but you have 2 guest speakers who will be really trying to, again, underline that information, education, and everything else. Walk me through who those 2 speakers are, their background, and what they can contribute to East Texas.
Right. Okay. So we partnered with UT Tyler of East Texas. We have 2 doctors. Dr. Kenya Edom, she's going to be talking about alcohol and the use and misuse and all of mixing it with medications maybe that they've already had. And so it's talking about, what we can do and how we can look at that. And this is for our providers in the area. It's for parents. It's for teachers. It is for everybody to be able to get that education and to be able to know that. And then we have Dr. Jasmine Douglas. She's also a UT Tyler, East Texas doctor. And she's going to be talking about just substance use altogether in the use and misuse. And that could be with meds that you get from your doctor or meds that you're picking up from, out on the streets. And she's going to be talking about all of that also.
I love that you mentioned that it's not just for the person going through everything. This is meant for those who are looking at signs, family members, friends, teachers, doctors, even. I think that's so important to highlight that, again, not just for the person feeling the issue, but for the people, your village, your people, your community.
Exactly. Your loved ones, the people that care about you.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know what to do. They just know that their family is struggling and I don't know what to do with that. So these are conferences that help give you the tools to be able to know what to do or how to recognize when it might be occurring.
And I'm going to pull up the details. I mentioned this moments ago about the event itself. It's up on your screen now. Again, this Friday, February 6th, from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. This is going to be at Jacksonville College. If you need the address, go ahead and screenshot this right now while you're watching on your phone, and we will send this out, or we're also going to have this over on our website, kltv.com, kterry.com, if you need to go there for that information. But you also have a QR code, right? This is for folks who you have to scan it to get there. Is this something that you need to register in advance for?
We would like you to register in advance, but it's okay if you don't. If you just decide Friday morning, hey, I want to go, we would love to have you.
All right. And is there anything else that you want us to know more about the event itself before we kind of wrap things up here?
I just wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors. So we have EDCATA that is sponsoring us, and also I knew I was going to forget her name, Cypress Lake Recovery Center. They are also sponsoring our event, so I wanted to be able to give them a shout out and thank them very much for that.
Now, just before we wrap things up, and I know we're heading into this, I just wanted to know a little bit more about you, Michelle. I know you're a council member of this organization. What drew you in?
Well, I actually work for Access, and I am the suicide prevention coordinator there. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of education through that. And then I work with anybody and everybody who has some suicidal thoughts. I'm currently in my master's program to become a licensed professional counselor, and it's just something that I just feel called to do. It means a lot to me, and I want people to know that there are people that care about them. And I don't have to know you, but I do care, and I want to be able to make sure that I can help them in any way possible.
I really like that you don't have to know the person going through it to love them, to care about them, to want what's best for them. So that's why events like this really are important. Is there anything else that you are seeing throughout the rest of the year that other events that you want to have on everyone's radar?
Oh, absolutely. So, Ignite the Conversation, that's this one. We're planning on doing 3 more events this year. They're going to be done quarterly. And then we have our big event that it will be our second one. We did the first one last year, and it's called Hope, Help, and Healing. It's done during Suicide Prevention Month in September. And we're really excited about that one, that we have a lot of information. We have a lot of great speakers. We have classes going through that. So we will be hopefully promoting that soon. We're just trying to get our venue set up, and then we'll be able to start promoting that.
Well, please let us know, because we'd love to have y'all back on to highlight any events that you have going on. But again, I know I put it up just moments ago, but I'm having it up one more time. Ignite the Conversation. This is the discussion, the moment you can go and hear from those speakers, educate yourself, maybe educate the loved ones around you. Coming up this Friday, February 6th, 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Again, Jacksonville College. There you go. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us, giving us a look at this event, and we can't wait to hear more about all the others y'all have planned this year.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of